The most redundant thing to do these days is to go out to the club to mix and mingle, especially due to the number one fact that everyone wants to remain dumb and single. Let's discuss. Testing, 1, 2, 3. This is the young prince by the name of Beasley. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Beasley here. I hope you all are staying cool, calm, and collected out there. So did you guys miss me? Because I miss you. And today I want to talk about love. I want to do another rant about love. I want to talk about how in 2024, love don't live here no more. Basically due to the fact that everybody wants to remain a single lonely whore. So if you all are new to my channel and not true to my channel, I am a gay man. But one talent that I possess is seeing and understanding everybody's point of view. So whether you're gay, straight, bisexual, or pan, today everybody's getting it. Because in my humble opinion, back in the 90s and 2000s, basically the days before social media, dating apps, and also buddy passes, I felt like the dating landscape was hot. But in 2024 today, you guys have lost the plot. So the word of today is options. Options is defined as options. Everybody wants to weigh their options. Everybody wants to be available for their options. Whether you're single or married or dating or contemplating, everybody wants to have a roster of options. Now, since it's Pride Month, I want to go ahead and get my gays out of the way. The gay community is the number one community of options. Everybody wants to weigh their options, especially because they didn't get to date when they were like younger, in like their teen years, their 20s, or college. A lot of us didn't get to date. So when we get out of college and get into a safe space, and when a lot of people are comfortable with not being DL anymore, probably sometimes in their 30s and 40s, they want to get out into the gay community and constantly weigh all of their options. Gay men, especially today, they don't want to settle down. All they want to do is hunch and clown, especially when it comes to the dating apps. If you guys do not know, well, I actually found this out a few days ago that Grindr was actually the first dating app created. Grindr was catered towards gay men, and it was allegedly catered towards dating, but we all use these apps for hookups. Like, that's just what it is. Every gay dating app is used basically for hookups. We got Grindr, Jacked, Scruffed, Christian Mingle, BGC, Facebook, Periscope. Shout out to TS Madison, but we also have Sniffies too. A lot of you guys don't know what Sniffies is, but that's another app catered towards gays hooking up. When it comes to these apps, gay men are the absolute worst, especially when it comes to all of the options that are dispersed. Because the minute you don't do something that another man wants you to do, they ghost you and they go on to the next option. You want to take things slow and steady? Next. You want him to wear a condom? Next. You want to go ahead and try to get into a relationship? Next. The minute you pose as wanting something serious and something real, despite it having the potential to be real, they always play you to the left. Now, there's a lot of gays in relationships, and consider yourself lucky. You guys got in. You were the early adopters to having relationships, especially in the social media dating app age. But baby, for the most part, it is like fighting tooth and nail, just extremely like an uphill battle to get into a relationship as a gay man. You could be the baddest man of all the land, and it's still hard to land another man. And then when it comes to the gays that are in relationships, 9 times out of 10, those relationships are open relationships because everybody just wants to hunch. Everybody wants sex, and people get tired of having sex with the same person, so they want to hop on to the next. A lot of gay men that are married, their relationships are open. I hate the fact that they're open because that's something that I don't want for myself. When I get in a relationship, I want just you and only you. I only want to be plowed by you. But baby, these men want to plow every single thing. They don't want to be tied down to you. If you're a top in the gay community, you have your pick of the litter, and 9 times out of 10, especially if you're in Houston, you're not going to settle down. You're going to want to hunch on every single thing, party around, and clown. Like, that's going to be your life, and a lot of men, especially gay black men, parlay all of this into their 50s. A quick little story time. For the past few months, I actually met this dude, I want to say back in January, and we were dating all the way up until April. And I really thought things were becoming real. Like, I was like, yes, finally, like something real. Like, we had a lot of things in common. We were both video gamers. We were able to debate like a few talking points. We were able to talk about politics, video games, celebrity, gossip, you name it. Like, every time we were together, it was not a dull moment, and I was just like, yes. Like, he's nice, he's tall, he's masculine, he's black, and he has a great personality, and he's a gamer. It's very rare that I meet other gay men that play video games as much as me, so I was like, yes, like I hit the jackpot with this dude. And I didn't tell y'all about it because I didn't want to jinx it. I just wanted to keep it to myself until it blew up in my face, and I hated that I kind of manifested it blowing up in my face, but it ended up ending like they always do. They all end up ending. Now with me, I'm always going to take accountability because I got a little busy. You know, I work for Fenty Beauty. That takes up a lot of my time. And then on top of that, I'm almost done with my MBA and I'm in my last 2 classes of this MBA. So that took up a lot of my time and I didn't have a lot of time to give to him. But baby, he got a good chunk of my time before I started school and I really thought everything was cool. But when I started school, I noticed that, you know, I kept reassuring him. I'm like, hey, like, are you cool? Like, I feel bad that I don't get to see you that much. Like, is everything cool? And he would always reassure me saying that, like, everything's cool. Like, I understand you're busy. Blase, blase, just come to me whenever you can. One day I was going to see him douched and everything. Like we were gonna meet up and just do the monster mash and chill. But I walked outside and my car had a flat ass tire, you guys. So I had to get my car towed to the nearest discount tire and therefore I let him know like, hey, I'm gonna meet up with you a little bit later. And it took me about like 2 hours to get my tire fixed. And then I texted him saying that I could still come through. And then I got no response. And I was just like, he never just doesn't respond. To make a long story short, he ended up texting me back the next day and broke things off with me. And the one thing that pissed me off was, one, he did it via text, and then for 2, after like 4 to 5 months of us dating, he told me that we were not official. And I was just like, bitch, really? Really? And it had me thinking like, yes, I did have to fall back because I got busy, but at the same time, we spent all this time together and we weren't even like considered close to being in a relationship. You got me messed up. But one thing about me, Beasley, when I'm out of your life, you always miss me. Because y'all, even today, he ended up texting me anyway, basically trying to get back in good graces, but he was just trying to hunch. And I'm like, nah, baby, you lost all those privileges, and on top of that, I'm not trying to just hunch. I want something real. Like, why are gay men allergic to something that's real? But y'all, I've been single for about 2 months, and during those 2 months, I was on the apps. I was on the gay dating apps, and when I tell you, I was on there for about like 3 to 4 days. Actually, I gave it a week. And then just like last week, I ended up deleting every single one of them because it is the same bullshit. No matter how much you switch up your profile, no matter how you try to kind of like work with people and get to know people, it's all the same bullshit. People just want to hunch and hook up. And if you want something more, it's like, oh no, you're a complete bore and you're a chore. I'm not about to work to get with you. Like courting, what is that? Like in the gay community, courting is just absolutely done. Like I said, in the gay community, you have to be damn near a celebrity or a fucking unicorn for people to take you seriously. Baby, one day, I'm gonna be taken seriously. But y'all, after that short stint back on the dating apps, I've come to the terms where I am just fed the fuck up. Like, I am just completely just done. Like, I'm just done with dating. I know I've said this before, but this time, I fucking mean it because I've had it up to here. Like, you spend all this time on these apps just for a man to A, ghost you, B, never really follow through with actually asking you out on a date, or like feeding you sweet nothings but never following up, or C, just going out to get dick and lies and never hear from them again. Like, I'm over it. When you're in a vicious cycle, it's time to pivot. And speaking of pivot, I want to pivot to the straights because they face the same issues that the gay community faces, especially when it comes to superficiality and also being very fickle. About a week ago, I had an acting job and I caught up with this friend from college who I actually low-key had a crush on. Like, it was great to see him. He was one of the main actors in the commercial that we were filming. But we were mutual friends with a friend, and we were actually both the best men in this wedding of a friend who got married. She was with her man, like, we were freshmen, And then him and his friend, they like basically our friends married each other. He was friends with the groom, I was friends with the bride. They got married. Me and the bride were freshmen when we met them, and them two were like either juniors or seniors. They were together for years and years, got married in Dallas back in like 2014, 2015. And he told me that they have been divorced for almost like 4 or 5 years now. And I was just like, wow. Especially with the fact that those two kind of went ghost and I haven't heard that much from them. So I just assumed that they were just playing it low key, but baby, they were gone from each other. And it's crazy how like people these days in marriages just do not want to go the distance anymore, especially if they can't afford the gas. Like I said, inflation is complete ass and there's no romance without finances. So maybe finances were their issue, but for the most part, if there is like a slight issue, there's just no working it out anymore these days. Like married people are so easy to part ways.
How old are you?
38.
Are you single?
Yes.
Why do you think that is?
Because I'm getting a divorce.
How long were you married?
Almost 18 years in June.
So how does one go from an almost 20-year marriage to in the process of a divorce?
If someone's not in it anymore, then you can't keep someone with you. You gotta let them go. So.
Is that from your end or from his?
Both, yeah, same.
Both?
Yeah, and he wants out.
So why do you lose interest in the man that you just spent damn near 20 years with?
I didn't, he did.
So you still love him?
I would have kept with it. I made a vow.
So why do you think he's leaving?
Because that's what he wants, and that's okay.
How do you approach dating now that your 20-year marriage has ended?
I really haven't. I mean, I'm still new to this all, so I'm not on any apps or anything like that, but it'll get there.
What are your biggest struggles day to day when it comes on to moving forward?
Just that you pictured your life a certain way for so long, and you just have to get used to that.
But baby, like I said, just like the gay community, men and women are superficial, very, very superficial when it comes to dating. Like you need to look the part in order for them to be taken seriously in somebody else's life. And everybody just is in a sea of options, especially on these dating apps. And when it comes to being taken seriously, beauty is a woman's commodity. So for a woman to get taken seriously, they have to be probably like in the 5'5", 5'7" range, not too tall, like tall enough to look good in heels, but you can't threaten the man's height while you're wearing those heels. Then you also have to have a fat ass, can be a BBL, depending on how basic the man is, a small waist, not too chubby, long hair, and flawless skin. And the requirements for a man to be taken seriously in the straight community is, for one, being tall. You gotta be no shorter than 6 feet, at the very least 5'11". Tall enough to be taller than the woman in her high heels. An average to slender build, having muscles is an added bonus. And you need to make enough money to retire that woman in her 30s, early 30s. Y'all, I gotta say though, it's kind of sad for short men. Like short men get no love. If you are 5'7" or above, maybe to like 5'10", baby, it is very rare that you really get play or get a girl to give you the time of day. But however, I will say, now I don't really like short men either. But I gotta say, y'all, there's this one trainer that at this gym that I do my bodybuilding boot camps in the morning at. When I tell you guys, now y'all, I'm a bottom, but when I tell you this man's ass is just so nice and just juicy, like I just want to part those cheeks like the Red Sea and go. And y'all, I haven't eaten ass since 2020, so baby, I am hungry. What was I talking about again? Oh yeah, short straight men. But y'all, it's kind of sad to see it a bit, but short straight men get absolutely no love whatsoever. And I think that's 9 times out of 10 why a lot of them are angry and have a Napoleon complex.
Would you date a short guy?
Someone
shorter.
If he got a good personality. If he has a good personality.
Can I hook you up, my friend?
He doesn't look like it, so it's okay. It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. Hey, everybody made for each other.
I don't find you attractive anyway, so
That's
it's good.
okay.
It's good.
That's okay.
But I'm just saying though. I'm saying
No, I don't take it.
He's her.
Why y'all say he's her?
I'm not her. I'm just saying I don't find you attractive. I need me a slip.
That's perfectly fine, Papa. I don't give a fuck. Okay, you don't find me attractive.
You look like a nigga.
How I look like it? Because I got short hair?
No, because by your appearance.
My appearance. Okay, but why you disrespecting me? I ain't nobody disrespect you though. Ain't nobody disrespect you. Ain't nobody fucking disrespect you, ho.
Now, when it comes to women having these requirements, these days it seems like they come a dime a dozen because plastic surgery is at the highest, like the highest sense of normality that it has ever been. It feels like everybody is getting work done, or the girls who want to keep it natural are really killing themselves in the gym to get that hourglass shape, you know, getting some hair growth serums to grow that hair, getting perms, straightening, Dominican silk presses, you name it. Like, everybody is trying to get that Instagram girl look. And it feels like everybody's starting to look the damn same. So for these men, it's kind of just like pick one, pick one, pick one. But the men that exceed those physical requirements, especially if they're like muscular and like very like attractive and aesthetic looking, they get to weigh those options, and it leads to them constantly playing games. And the number one corporate of playing games is straight black men. We gotta keep it real. Today, straight black men, especially if they're fine, they are the new BBL girls on the line. They are now the white women of America. They become a prized possession, and they have realized that they are the prize, especially when it comes to being fetishized. You know, a lot of them have the BBC, especially if the girl has a pocket pussy. They want some BBC to kind of open it and pleasure it and reach new depths that they haven't been reached. Everybody just wants the big black cock, the big back cock. And you gay black men that are tops, y'all are corporate of this too. Y'all are fine with being fetishized. And I just don't understand my black men, my straight black men, and my black tops. Like, how are y'all comfortable with being fetishized? Like yeah, you're getting the pleasure because you're in some puss or some bus, but how are you okay with being just seen as a dick? Like, that's what you are. You're just seen for your dick and your money. But I've said this before, my black men, my black straight men, keep fucking around, keep not trying to settle down. You guys are going to end up being no longer the commodity, because to keep all the way real with you guys, the women are tired. Women are tired. Like, you black men, y'all act like women now. Like, y'all literally are the new BBL girls.
Observation. Are black men the new BBL girls? Hear me out. Hear me out. BBL girls, beautiful, wonderful. Is that your choice? Babe, I don't knock it. You look great. But a lot of BBL girls feel like, one, I have these outlandish requests. He has to be 6'4". He has to make all this money. I don't want to work. He needs to take care of me. Like, I deserve everything good. And I am up here because I have this BBL, right? So now I know I am desirable. This is what you have to do. And the requests are always a little bit on the outlandish side. Perfect, girl. I don't blame you. I have my own requests. We all have our requests. You do what you do. Black men also have outlandish requests. I want her to be 5'5" with big breasts and a massive butt, but she can't have any kind of waist. But it has to be natural. And then she needs to have a good job. She needs to make money, not ask me for money, but she needs to cook and she needs to clean. And I don't want her going out with her friends because she's a good girl. She needs to be in the church, but she has to be okay with me going out with my friends. Outlandish requests. And they have these requests because black men know that they are desired. They know that they're it. They know that the girls want them, just like these BBL girls know that these men want them. So there's just this mentality, right? But what y'all have to understand is you date the BBL girl, you have fun with the BBL girl, you take her around your friends and you flaunt her and make you look like you're that guy. You don't marry the BBL girl. And what y'all black men need to understand, you're fun. We like tall, chocolatey with a good smile. We want to show you around our friends. We want to do all that. Like, oh, girl, he's fine. We like your personality, all that, but you have to understand the way that y'all are starting to cut up. We don't want to marry you anymore. And I'm not going to go so far as to say that. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that's the way we're heading. You are now becoming the BBL girls.
But my women, I'm not done with you. I'm gonna get on your ass too, because you guys definitely lost the plot one time or two. So he played you, right? Shot a little game and he blazed you, right? You guys have been put up with being heartbroken time and time and time again. No matter if you're married or in a relationship that was long standing or even long distance. Women have faced a lot of hurt, and they haven't been, most of the time, they haven't been the ones to dish out the hurt or even get back at the man. They just let the man hurt them and they move on. But I will say, you guys have used your hurt as an excuse to become money-hungry whores.
Are you here turning tricks, yes or no?
No, I'm not here turning tricks. I'm not a $20 whore.
These days with modern women, it just feels like everything is about money. Like, you can't talk to me unless you make money. You gotta be a six-figure nigga. Like, everything is always commodified with you guys. Like, you don't want love, fuck love, give me diamonds. Like, that's the type of time that women are on. I blame the city girls, truly, that ushered in this bullshit. But it just seems like every woman these days is about money. It's like, oh yeah, he could cheat on me, but I got money. Yeah, he could fuck his secretary, but I got his money. Yeah, he can have another baby on me, but I'm gonna divorce him and get his money. It's like we are literally in the era of monetization. Monetize, especially since we're in the nation of inflation. It's just crazy how across the board, it just feels like dating for everybody sucks. But I will say, there has been like a little switch up in the universe these days, because now average people and fat people are now winning when it comes to dating. It's crazy because we're in a superficial society and you gotta look a certain way to quote unquote be chose, but the ones being chose are the fat average people. When it comes to me, back in the MySpace days, I was a fat fucker. I was a porky pal, I should say. But during those days, I got my ass handed to me for days. But now there's been a change. Like, if you're average or plus size, you will get chose. I've seen an abundance of fat men, both gay and straight, have all the hoes. And then allegedly plus size women got that wet and men want to sample that wet. But y'all, at the end of the day, I just feel like we're at the end of times where money is being placed on a very high pedestal above love. I think the main thing that everybody across the board has lost the plot on when it comes to dating and relationships is the sheer fact that it's not always going to be sunshine and dopamine. Like, it's not realistic to have somebody constantly eating your ass and whispering you sweet nothings. Like, at some point your relationship is going to be put to the test. And these days, instead of studying, it just feels like everybody just chooses to fail and weigh out their other options. But yeah, y'all, let me know what you guys think about this whole entire dating landscape. Like, why is dating and love and marriage all just fucked up? Like, it's just fucked up. If you got in early, consider yourself an early adopter and consider yourself lucky and a part of the 0.5%, but baby, this shit is absolutely shit. But those are my views. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna come back at you guys with some more content.
Okay, so once again, the fucking internet is interneting and it's pissing me off. I am so sick of men and women alike with this bullshit of, what do you bring to the table? What makes you so great? What are the benefits of getting married in today's society? It's love! That's it! That's all. Like, y'all are so steady trying to transactionalize the interaction between men and fucking women because you grew up in a capitalistic hellscape and it's degraded your fucking mental. Wake the fuck up. You get married because of love. Like, take the fucking win. This isn't the 1600s. She doesn't need to come with 40 acres and a fucking mule. Dude doesn't have to slave his life away to buy you a fucking Birkin bag. If you're getting married for somebody to fucking save you, don't fucking do that shit. It is for love. That is it. That is all. Men and women do not need each other for anything other than procreation and companionship. Pick the person you love that you can't imagine spending the rest of your life without and build a life that makes you happy. And stop acting like they're fucking replaceable. Y'all are so fucking deluded. One little bit of hardship and you go human shopping on the fucking internet like everybody out there isn't fucking smoke and mirrors to begin with. Your man is not always going to be up. Your woman is not always going to be your peace. If life is hard, spending the rest of yours with somebody is going to be too. It is fucking work. Cut the fucking shit. She needs to shut the fuck up and suck and fucking cook and clean, and he needs to pay all my bills and save me and dabba 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 dabba. It is for love!